What if I told you there's a secret ingredient hiding in plain sight that can transform your everyday cooking into a gourmet experience? It's not a fancy spice, it's not a rare herb, but it's the way you use your oil. Most of us treat oil like background noise, but oil can do a lot more than not stick. Because when you infuse it, when you let it absorb the flavor of the herbs, spices, vegetables, even seafood, it stops being invisible and starts actively shaping how a dish tastes. That's what infused oils are. The same everyday oil you already have, but loaded with character, so that even a tiny drizzle can push a dish towards bright and fresh, deep and earthy, or rich and savory. Instead of changing the whole recipe, you change the oil, and suddenly, the same bread, the same vegetables, the same pasta can feel like a completely new dish. In this video, we're going to turn plain oil into a small library of infused oils that you can use on anything you already cooked. And I'll walk you through exactly how to make them step by step. To really use oil differently, we first need to understand how to build flavor into it. Let's start with the core technique for herb oils, because once you master this, you can apply the same logic to a ton of other flavors. First, we blanch the herbs. Blanching sounds fancy, but it's really just hot water in, ice water out. Bring a large pot of water to a boil. Season it with about 10 grams of salt per liter. So for 2 liters, I will use 20 grams of salt. It should taste pleasantly salty like a good pasta water. Next to that, set up a big bowl filled with ice water. This is our stop button. It's what keeps the herbs vivid instead of dull and gray. You'll see why in a moment. First, we drop the herbs into the boiling salted water and give them a few seconds to transform. The moment they turn a bright, vibrant green, we're going to scoop them out and slam them straight into that ice bath to lock in the color and stop the cooking. Once they're chilled, lift the herbs out of the ice bath and squeeze out as much water as you can. This part feels boring, but it makes a huge difference. Too much water in your blend will dilute the flavor, make the oil cloudy, and shorten its shelf life. So think of this as a flavor insurance. Now we blend for every 60 to 70 grams of blanched herbs out about 100 milliliters of neutral tasting oil. Neutral oils like canola or grapeseed are perfect here because they let the herbs speak. If the herb naturally pairs well with olive oil like basil, you can swap in olive oil or use a mix. Add the herbs and the oil to a blender. Start on medium speed for about 2 minutes to get everything moving. Then take it up to high speed for another 2 minutes. The friction from the blades will warm the mixture slightly. This is actually good. It helps pull the color and the aromatic compounds out of the herbs and into the fat. By the end, you should have a thick, intensely colored green puree. Right now, the oil is flavored, but it's full of tiny herb particles. So what you need to do is to set a fine mesh strainer over a bowl or a jug, and also line it with cheesecloth. Pour the green puree into the cheesecloth and let gravity do the work. If you're patient, you can just leave it there to drip slowly until you're left with a clean, bright liquid underneath. And if you don't, sucks to be you. Because if you squeeze, you can force solids or water through. And that's exactly what ruins herb oils. Any tiny bits of herb or droplets of water that sneak through will make the oil cloudy. Mute the fresh flavor and make it spoil much faster in the fridge. In the worst case, those wet pockets can even start to ferment or grow mold. Letting it drip on its own takes a bit longer, but it means what ends up in your bottle is clean, bright, and will keep much better. You can pour it into a small bottle or jar, label it, and keep it in the fridge for about a week. That's the base technique you'll see repeated across most of the oils. Now let's turn it into actual oils you can use. We'll start with herb oils because they are the most visual and the easiest to plug into anything you already cooked. Parsley lives in the green, herbal, slightly citrusy family. It's green, grassy, bright. In oil form, it works like a freshness amplifier. You can use it over butter, potatoes, fish, grains, or anything creamy. Basil is green, floral, a bit anise and clove-like, sweet, peppery, and warm. As an oil, it acts like an Italian bridge between tomatoes, fruits like strawberry or peach, and rich things like mozzarella. Mint sits in the green, menthol herbal space. It's cooling, sweet and sharp. This oil is your refresh button. Spoon it over lamb, yogurt, cucumbers, peas, or even fruit and chocolate. Chive is green and onion-like, but very gentle. In oil form, it's basically liquid mild onion. Perfect for eggs, potatoes, cream-based dishes, fish and cheese. Rosemary brings a piney, woody, roasted aroma, and the parsley keeps it bright and green. Together they give you a roast helper. Drizzle over roasted potatoes, chicken, lamb, or grilled veg. Sage is herbal, woody, pungent, and slightly peppery. This oil is built for rich fatty foods, like pork, poultry, cream sauces, brown butter, and root vegetables. Thyme is herbal, woody, lightly citrusy with warm dry notes, and the parsley keeps the color and freshness. This oil reinforces savory roasted flavors. Think chicken, lamb, mushrooms, tomato, and cheese. Now we're moving into vegetable-based oils, starting with carrot oil, which is all about sweet, earthy brightness. If you have a juicer, run about 3 pounds of carrots through it or until you get 2 cups of juice. And if you don't have a juicer and you hate yourself, no problem. Just chop up the carrots, blend them with a splash of water, and squeeze the pulp through a cheesecloth to extract the juice. Pour the juice into a small saucepan or a pot and reduce it slowly over low heat until you've got about 1/4 of a cup left. Now combine that reduced juice with an equal amount of canola oil, a 1:1 ratio, and blend until smooth and fully emulsified. The result should be a vivid orange oil that's naturally sweet, nutty, and earthy. Now we're shifting from vegetables to spices, making curry oil. A warm aromatic oil built from toasted spice rather than fresh herbs or juice. Start by toasting your coriander seeds just until fragrant. Then combine it with your garam masala, a small piece of cinnamon stick, a few tablespoons of ground mace, and a pinch of cayenne pepper. Moisten the spice mix with a splash of canola oil, then move it all to a blender with the rest of the 1 cup of canola oil. And blend until the color deepens and the aroma blooms. Pour the oil into a container and let it rest overnight. Then strain through a cheesecloth for a clean, deep gold finish. The result is bold and fragrant, full of toasted spice and gentle heat. It's perfect over rice, lentils, pumpkin soup, roasted vegetables, or grilled chicken. And that's it! 3 different paths, all built from the same idea. Take one pure flavor, capture it in oil, and turn it into something you can use on anything you cook. Thanks for watching. Keep cooking, keep experimenting, and I'll see you next one.